She gone to school?
Yeah. She's as nervous as I am.
Look, don't be. It's going to be all right.
Is it?
I'll plead guilty, say I'm sorry, and that's that.
She should be in that court with you telling the truth.
Don't start.
I'm trying to make you see sense. Christ, Billy, you should have a solicitor.
I don't want one and I don't need one.
Yeah, and that's what my mum thought over the lecky.
He was useless anyway.
My mum couldn't have stood there and put it over like he did.
Look, it's no use arguing. I've made my mind up. I don't need a solicitor to say nothing. And that's what I'm saying. Nothing. Where's our Jimmy got to?
I don't see why he has to come either.
He knows the ropes, that's why.
And everyone knows him.
It's me that's being had up, not our Jimmy.
That's why I'm worried.
Look, how many times do I have to tell you? It'll be a fine. Probation at the very worst.
Harry, they've arrived. Ain't no wonder the postman was late, having to carry this lot.
Hey, that's a draft for me.
Hey, there must be about 20 replies there, easy.
All right, I'll count them if you don't mind. It's my advert, I paid for it.
St Helens, Bootle.
I can read.
Hey, there's plenty from posh areas and all.
19. He knew it was a respectable advert. That's why, not from one of these sex maniacs.
Well, not even open them.
Let me go through the ones from the best places first. Ooh, Southport. Woolton. Oh, blimey.
What's wrong?
It's from a fella, that's what's wrong.
A fella? Oh, it can't be.
It's his. Either he's read the advert wrong, or he's one of them.
Yeah.
Don't see why we should have to wait out here.
Did you see the state of them in there? I'm afraid class with the likes of them.
I don't know if it's nerves or the cold, but my knees are knocking. Is it time yet?
There's no point. He says they've half a dozen remands to do first. All the weekend robbers they've locked up.
Who is he?
It's on the papers.
You didn't say anything about Billy's case, did you?
Oh, go away, I'm not soft.
That's all we need, a flaming reporter.
I told you, he'll have nothing to print. I just keep me gob shut.
Right. Hey, you've got Herbert down.
What?
Chairman of the bench. It's a bloke called Herbert. Hanging Herbert. Toughest magistrate in the country, he said. Hey, and I should know. It was him that gave me that 6 months.
You're joking, aren't you?
He gave some bloke 12 months last week. Riding a bike without lights.
Jesus, Jimmy.
He said it would have been 2 years if it had been there.
Oh, shut it, will you, Jimmy?
Oh, come on, it's not the Old Bailey. Hey, they have stopped hanging, you know.
You wouldn't believe it, would you? So many people on their own.
Well, at least the rest were from women.
Aye.
What about that one from Formby?
Yeah.
Married 3 times, divorced 3 times, and wants companionship with a view to marriage. Oh, well, no chance. He was definitely after the money.
Yeah. Hey, there's one more here. Shall I do it?
No, this might be the one.
Oh, she sounds all right. Own house, civil service pension, children all in Australia. A nice area, too.
Understand. Well, she's definitely in the bed.
What?
It's from Julia Brogan. She's answered my advert.
Julia has?
Well, that address is on the estate, isn't it? And not only heavily scented either. Flaming photostated as well. She must answer them all. Here, it's definitely in the bin.
Oh, you can't do that to Julia. She knows us.
It's my advert, and if I say she's unsuitable, she's unsuitable.
Well, you seem to find a good company at New Year.
Well, there's a difference between a night's boozing and companionship with a view to marriage. Here, we each sort the finalists. With all the good points.
Right. It's like one of those competitions, isn't it? What if we need a tiebreaker?
We won't. My advert, I've got to cast in both.
Why not? Look, you let us have the projections in, say, 6 weeks' time, and we'll go through them together. Agreed? All right, Mike. As long as you're paying. Right. See you then.
I'd like an explanation for this.
Sorry to have kept you waiting.
I had 10 more days' work to do at Barnaby's.
Well, aren't you glad to be free of them?
Greg should have done it in the first place, but this, well, it makes me look as if I'm incompetent.
Come on, Heather.
I said I'd like an explanation.
It says quite clearly there that you're off that job because of more important duties.
Aberdeen.
Yeah.
But by pulling me off Barnaby's, it makes me look as
Aberdeen is important. If it hadn't been important, I wouldn't have chosen you.
if... What as? An office girl?
I've discussed it with Howard, and he agrees with me. He wants you in Aberdeen.
Well, of course, there's no way of my confirming that with Howard, is there?
He wants you there, I can assure you.
Then I'm not prepared to be there as some sort of glorified Hamilton Devereux hostess.
You are so touchy about everything. Look, forget seniority. This could be a new experience for both of us, this kind of job.
It's a single-handed job, and you know it.
I disagree. And the firm's willing to pay expenses for two of us, so why don't we learn together?
I'll go. But I'm not prepared to think I'm going to enjoy it.
It's not going to be all work, you know. There's going to be plenty of spare time to fill. Perhaps the thing we might learn is to get on a bit better together, the two of us. Tomorrow, then. Bonnie, Scotland. Oh, and as you haven't got the Barnaby's thing to worry about, why don't you run along early and pack? And don't forget your best dresses. That nice dark blue one you wore at Howard's last drinks, too. I like that.
Finished.
Thank God for that. Rat-a-tat. It's too early for naught.
Sorry, some of us haven't got time to sleep. There. Full list of questions in white. Karen Grant, ace reporter. Should do the Paulie Yates interview.
What?
Don't you listen to anything?
I was asleep when you came charging in here, knocking the door down.
Well, I moved at the typewriter.
You could have used Pam's.
Oh, I called Jeff. Yours is better.
Gosh, thanks. Paulie Yates.
You know, she does the tube.
Yeah, I know who she is. Well, what do you want to interview her for?
Well, 'cause she's coming here. She's going to judge the floats in the Panto Parade.
Oh, that.
Never interviewed anyone. You know, famous.
Oh, well, they all want to do it, though, all you ambitious media maniacs.
Oh, yeah, they will. They won't all have done the homework like me, will they? Right, I'm off to see Richard. He'll agree to me doing it.
Well, don't you fancy a coffee first?
No time. But if the office there a bit later.
Edward Horden, James Martinson, and Angela Nolte, you are released on bail. Be in touch with your solicitors. You may go.
William John Corfield. You're William John Corkill. You're 39 years old. You live at 10 Brookside Close in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Mr. Corkill, you're charged that on Tuesday, February the 4th this year, at Brookside Comprehensive School, Liverpool, that you, William John Corkill, did assault Peter Neil Montague, thereby occasioning to that person actual bodily harm. Mr. Corkill, you've heard the charge against you. For this offence, you can be dealt with either here today in the Magistrates' Court or the Crown Court. But I must warn you that if you choose to be dealt with today and you are convicted, or you plead guilty, and the court hears that you have a previous bad record, this court can send you to the Crown Court for sentence.
What are you doing?
In order that you may receive greater punishment than this court is empowered to give.
For you.
Shh, you two.
Which court do you wish to be tried in?
Here.
Mr. Crane, are you willing to proceed?
Yes, Your Worship.
You've heard the charge, Mr. Corkill. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? Guilty or not guilty, Mr. Corkill?
Guilty.
The facts of the case, Your Worships, are that at 4:50 p.m. on Tuesday, February the 4th this year, Mr. Peter Montague, a teacher at Brookside Comprehensive School, was organising rehearsals for a school play with a group of pupils. The rehearsals were interrupted by the arrival of Mr. Corkill, who entered the school hall uninvited, approached Mr. Montague and started to attack him with his fists. Pupils and another member of staff intervened, preventing the assault going any further. Nevertheless, Mr. Montague required hospital treatment and suffered abrasions to his face and bruising to his ribs. The police were called and Mr. Corkill was arrested in an emotional state inside the school premises. He declined to offer any explanation and when charged with this offence said, "I don't want to say anything."
Is there anything known against the defendant?
Nothing known.
Mr. Corkill, you're not represented here today. Is there anything you wish to say before the court passes sentence?
No.
You have the opportunity to give your side of what happened. Is there nothing you wish to say?
No.
Mr. Hart.
What's going on? Why doesn't he say something for us? Christ, he should have a solicitor.
Be all right, don't you?
Mr. Corkill, the court is concerned that you're not represented and that you've chosen not to say anything in mitigation to what has been heard. Do you wish to be represented?
No.
Mr. Corkill, the bench has heard what has been said and we're not prepared to proceed at this point. We feel we'd like to know more, so we'd like to request a report from a probation officer.
I don't want all this. I just want it finished.
But we're requesting a report from a probation officer, and hopefully that can be presented verbally today, Mr. Hart.
I don't want to see a probation officer. I've told you, I just want it over with, finished.
Mr. Corkill, we need to know more.
There's nothing to know.
Well, that's the court's decision, Mr. Corkill. You may stand up.
Look, can't we just get this over with? Get your hands off me, don't touch me!
Billy! Why don't you listen to him?
I'm saying nothing! Nothing at all! That's what you wanted in the beginning, remember?
Did you compare scores?
Yeah.
Right. Margaret Winstanley.
3.
Madge Richmond.
9.
Me too. Rose Nelson.
4.
I only gave her 2. Pearl, I don't believe that name for a kick-off. Pearl Norton.
3. I used to know someone called Pearl. It was her real name. Well, she said it was anyway.
Well, it's no contest. It's Madge Richmond by a mile. Runner-up Rose Nelson. You can forget the other 2.
Right. Madge Richmond. Hey, are you going to write?
Of course. She seems well set up. No chance of her being a gold digger. You think I should ask her here?
Oh, she mightn't like that. I mean, it could be misconstrued.
Madge Richmond. I wonder what she's like.
Hey, I wonder if she's Fiona's mother.
What?
You know, Fiona Richmond.
I've never heard of her.
Get away. She used to road test fellas.
Did she have something to do with motor racing?
You never heard about her?
Well, you're the expert on cars.
Look at it, Mr. Corker. Family details, job, where you were born. It's bricks without straw.
I didn't ask to see you.
But the court did. They want to treat you properly. Make a decision on the correct information, as it is.
I don't want probation reports. I just want it over with and done.
Actual bodily harm is a serious offence. Any report from me could help.
Billy.
I'm not doing any more talking, love. We've said enough. May as well pack this thing and go back upstairs.
I ask you to think again, Mr. Corkill. Mrs. Corkill, look, there's obviously more to this than we've heard. I mean, you went to Brookside Comprehensive, a school that you've no connection with. Your children go to different schools.
He used to go there.
Johnny!
You're saying your children used to go to Brookside Comprehensive School?
Yeah, but we moved ages ago last summer.
Do you know why your husband should go to Brookside School and attack this teacher, Mrs. Corkill?
No.
Perhaps I could ask your daughter. It was your daughter at the back of the court, wasn't it?
She shouldn't have come. She should be at school.
Right, that's enough. Just get us back up there, will you?
The court would like the full facts. Any report from me could help.
That's your problem. Just get us back up there, eh?
Hi.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, what happened to Lois Lane then?
I don't feel like joking, Guy. He's knocking me back.
The Paula Yates thing?
Didn't even look at that lot. Great, isn't it? I read up on everything I can find on her, and he just doles it out to one of his mates.
Probably one of his boozing partners. To hell with him.
But I wanted this one. Well, I think she's good. He just says, I'm not up to doing a profile, do some more routine stuff first. Well, I've done loads since October, and he's used it. How much more does he want?
Don't get so uptight about it.
Well, how would you feel?
I wouldn't get in a state over it. It's not exactly Time magazine, is it?
No, it isn't. But it's there, and I want to be involved.
Oh, they're amateurs. Leave them to it.
Well, I don't think my stuff's amateur.
I don't. What I mean is you don't have to be breaking your neck to fill the student paper in every week. Enjoy yourself.
Guy, I enjoy this. Or I would have done.
I mean enjoy being here, at university. It doesn't have to be all sweat.
But I want to do an interview.
Do one with me, then.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't know as much about the inner feelings of an undergraduate male off your heroin from the tube.
Divvy.
Could be a bestseller, scoop, whatever you call it. You might even enjoy it, my private life.
Oh. Would anyone print it like? Could they print it?
You'd have to decide. Perhaps you could write about me if I fixed up for you to have an interview with Miss Yates. I could pull a few strings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've enough dirt on Richard and his beer-sodden hacks. You never know.
Listen, last time you pulled any strings for me was getting that essay. And now, every time I hand an essay in, Nelson makes a crack about it. He doesn't believe it was a mistake.
Ah, the criminal mind. You've convinced yourself the excuse is the truth. Journalists.
Oh, sound like David.
Ah, you mentioned his name at last.
Why shouldn't I?
Oh, it's just that you two don't seem to be seeing much of each other these days.
He's busy. I'm busy.
Is that all?
Back in the swim, isn't he? Loads of other little girls in the first year. Well, David and me, we don't know each other.
Waiting. More flaming waiting. That's what these places are.
Do you think you did the right thing not to open to him? He seemed a bit upset about it.
I'm upset about it. The less he knows about everything, the better.
You should defend yourself.
No! And God knows what that one up there must be wondering about with her there. And flaming school gear and all. She's still there?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
She should have stayed away. That probation fella's not thick. And that bloody reporter's still hanging around and all. 2 minutes.
Is he actually going around with anyone?
I haven't spoken to him properly in weeks. I wouldn't know.
Or care?
Not that much, no.
You met him in the summer, didn't you?
Well, maybe I was just somebody for him to spend time with.
A holiday romance, eh? Mind you, you seemed pretty close at the beginning of last term when you got to meet us a lot.
Oh, well, I was warned about that.
About us?
No, about meeting new people. Losing touch with people you knew before, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have anyone before?
No. No, I'm strictly a holiday romance man myself.
No. So you wait until next summer holidays?
Ah, that depends on what's happening next summer. I might be spoken for before then. You know. All these first-year girls. You coming for some lunch?
Yeah.
Hello? Nicholas. Yes, I'm all right. Didn't they tell you at work? Ah. This afternoon? Well, no, look, I've got a lot to do. I've got to pack and get ready for this damn Scottish trip. I hope you don't think I'm being rude.
But apart from that, I've been able to ascertain very little.
And that's the sum total of your report?
I'm afraid so. Mr. Corkill was, well, rather uncooperative.
I see. Well, thank you. You may stand down. Mr. Corkill, you've failed to enlighten us in any way about this offence. We're quite willing to hear your side of it.
I don't want to say nothing.
Very well. Well, would you like the opportunity to be represented? The court could appoint a solicitor for you to instruct. We could adjourn if necessary.
No. No, thanks.
Mr. Hart. Despite great efforts by this court to try to get to the bottom of this attack on this person, you have failed to say a single word in mitigation of your actions. The probation officer described you as uncooperative. We, too, have met with a singular lack of willingness from you to take advantage of our offers of help. We think, Mr. Corkill, that you have failed to show any remorse whatsoever for this apparently motiveless and sickening attack witnessed by impressionable children. On the contrary, your attitude earlier was downright rebellious. And we noted your contempt for an officer of this court, the usher over there. But to your credit, you have admitted this apparently unprovoked attack, and therefore we are prepared not to pass the maximum sentence possible. However, we have a duty to set an example to anyone who may find himself wishing to attack a respectable member of the community while he goes about his lawful activities. Mr. Corkill, you will go to prison for 3 months.
You've got it wrong. This is all wrong. You can't do it. That teacher was carrying on with my daughter.
Shut it, Doreen. Doreen, shut it, will you?
Montague was carrying on
Shut
with
it,
my
Doreen.
daughter.
Say
He used
nothing.
her.
Say nothing.
You said you wouldn't go to prison. You promised